Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to wish Prince a very happy birthday. He would have been 64 years old today, guys. 64, way too young for him to be gone, and it's really sad. You know, growing up, I never imagined. I imagined other people's mortality, like, of course, like people like, you know, the guys from the Rolling Stones, you know, Mick Jagger, Keith Richards. You know, I always thought about them being dead. Not always, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I knew those guys were going to die. Like, I knew, like, but they haven't, right? Bob Dylan is still alive. The Rolling Stones are still alive, right? Aerosmith, those guys are still around. Prince, man, we lost Prince. And I'll never forget the day I got a text message from my nephew, and he said, dude, they're saying that Prince is gone. And I was like, and I immediately just started checking all the social medias, right? All the outlets. And I want to say it was, you know, it's official when it's on TMZ, right? And I remember seeing it that morning on TMZ. And I remember just texting my nephew. And I remember I said, he's gone. And we lost him, man. So today, in honor of Prince's birthday, I wanted to share just a couple. I'm not a huge Prince collector, but I do have some really cool Prince stuff that I absolutely love, and I want to share those things with you today. Yesterday, I did share the unboxing of my brand new Prince and the Revolution live in Syracuse, New York, 1985 video, and that went up yesterday. I listened to that today. Whew, smoking. That album is amazing. It sounds great. Mastered by the legend Bernie Grumman. And today I just want to show you a couple of cool things that I have in my small but mighty Prince collection. Let's see. First of all, I have the beautiful ones, right? The book about Prince. The glare is hitting it. There we go. So I have not finished this book. I never finish books. I started this book, and it is really cool because the guy talks about the author, the guy that wrote the book, talks about Prince courting him to write the book. Like, what are you going to bring to the table? What do you got to offer? And him just like being like super fanboy, like, oh my God, am I really going to write Prince's autobiography? Am I really going to get access to all of this super stuff? And he did. And he did. And this is the book. Maybe someday I'll finish it. Another book I haven't finished, Let's Go Crazy. This is a dope book because this is all about the Purple Rain era Prince. This is Prince and the Making of Purple Rain. And it's written by Alan Light, the guy that writes for, back in the day, he wrote for Spin Magazine. And now he's kind of like on all these pop culture shows. And he talks about, you know, mainly the 80s and 90s. But Alan Light wrote this, and it's a great book. Talks about him pitching the movie idea, how Warner Brothers was like, I don't know. And he was like, it's my way or the highway, and how he fought for it. And look, he made it, right? Awesome. Awesome book. Maybe someday I will finish it. I've got a couple of really cool Prince art pieces. This is done by a Sacramento artist. Oh, the ring. How can we avoid the ring? Look, it's like a little Prince halo. Oh, this is done by a Sacramento artist. His name is John Huerta, and he does a lot of really cool, like Day of the Dead type stuff. Oh man, I hope you can see it. There we go. There we go. No glare on it right there. And I will put a link to John Huerta's Instagram on this video. Really cool stuff. Sacramento artist. I have another piece of art. I don't know who did this. It was gifted to me by my really good friend Tina San Lucas. She had this up in her house, and when she bought some new art and moved some art around, I inherited this piece, and I'm stoked to have it. It's like that era of Prince. Pretty dope, right? I have a couple of Prince Funko Pops. And look, I know Funkos are big time collectibles, but look, I take my Funkos out of the box and play with them, okay? We like make little movies. This is like the Third Eye Prince. This was the first Funko Pop I ever owned. I don't have a lot of Funko Pops. I think I got like 6 or 7 of them. But this was gifted to me by my nephew Joaquin maybe 3 or 4 Christmases ago. And when he gave it to me, like I looked on the box and turned the box over, just reading all about it. And I realized that they had an Around the World in a Day Funko Pop and a Purple Rain Funko Pop, and the hunt was on. I scored Around the World in a Day Funko Pop maybe about a year ago at the Cave. It's like a used store. Like they sell all kinds of like anything cool, like records, CDs, tapes, Nintendo 64s, all of that stuff. They sell all kinds of cool used stuff. That's where I found Around the World in a Day Funko Pop. And then Purple Rain Funko Pop, I just broke down one day and bought it on eBay. It wasn't even super expensive. Maybe, I don't know, like 15 bucks, because I'm kind of a cheapskate. This is not any kind of official Prince thing, but I wanted to have a little red Corvette. And I did the research, and when that song came out, it was possibly this Corvette he was talking about. This is a Hot Wheels it's a 1982 Corvette made by Hot Wheels, and I imagine this is the little red Corvette that Prince was talking about in the great song Little Red Corvette. I've got a couple of Prince records I want to share with you really quick. And remember yesterday I did share the box set. The box set is right there behind me. And a couple other Prince records that I have. Nothing special. Parade. This has, it's got some great hits on it. It's a first U.S. press. Picked this up a couple of years ago. This is pretty cool, of course. This is an OG U.S. pressing of what some consider the greatest live album of all time, right? Prince, Sign of the Times. Great stuff. Prince was on fire during this time. Kind of like at this point, like the labels, like he's kind of just able to do whatever the F he wants to do. He kind of always did whatever the fuck he wanted to do, but here, like he was just doing it, and this is and he was doing it and doing it and doing it well. Prince, Around the World in a Day. A little bit of controversy here. No, not the album controversy, but I think my favorite Prince album is not the Purple Rain soundtrack. The thing about records, man, you gotta like a record that's like records that stick with me. They stick with me for like a particular reason, like something, like where you were in your life, right? Remember that scene in High Fidelity where he says, "I want to arrange my records by chronological, by life event," right? So I totally get it when he said that in High Fidelity. And my favorite Prince record, for where I was when it came out, is Around the World in a Day. I was a freshman in high school, and look, I'm not trying to get all like downer on you guys, but my dad passed away my freshman year of high school, and we didn't have a lot of, back, it was like early 1985, didn't have a lot of money, didn't have a lot of cassettes or CDs. You would rip Columbia House off for those 12 CDs for a penny, and then like you were stuck with those. Somehow I got a copy of Prince and still Prince and the Revolution at this time, Around the World in a Day. And this album, like really, like in my like naive 14-year-old mind, I wanted like Purple Rain Part 2, but he kind of gave us, to me, this is Prince's Sgt. Pepper. This is Prince's Pet Sounds. He gets real experimental. He gets really funky. He does do some great pop stuff, but he goes edgy. He goes soulful. He goes gospel, And this is my favorite Prince record, Around the World in a Day. This is the first U.S. pressing. And then I really love, of course, Purple Rain, but this copy of Purple Rain I took from my brother, who actually saw Prince in concert during this tour. So this was my brother's copy of Purple Rain. So it's been in the family for, since it came out, because, he was one of those guys that he would just go buy a record when it came out. And everyone in my family has like great music like I'm not gonna say they have great taste in music, but they are very passionate about the music they like. Some of them have great taste in music. They do in their own way, right? But what I'm trying to say, I guess, is that my family very passionate about music, and that album has been in my family for since the album came out. So I just love having it. It still sounds great. It's, I still play it every once in a while. But like I said, my favorite Prince record is Around the World in a Day. So look, thanks for coming over. Thanks for watching this video. Hey man, if you like this, leave a comment. Tell me what you liked about it. Leave a comment and tell me what you didn't like about it. Hey, just don't be mean, okay? Don't be mean. If you're mean, go to some other page. We bring the good vibes here, and we have a lot of fun, and we're going to keep doing it because I love doing it and bringing it to you guys. So, peace.